ChatGPT released their new 4.0 image generator, and it's actually unbelievable. I'm going to show you how it works, its capabilities, and a walkthrough for what it's good for or not good for as far as Amazon listing images are concerned. My name is Zane, and I'm from SellerMetrics, an Amazon agency dedicated to guiding Amazon sellers to massive brand growth through listing and PPC optimizations. So imagine that this is my product. It's a stick of deodorant, Everyman Jack. And in place of this deodorant, I obviously want you to consider your own product, and you can use your product sample or prototype if you don't have any listing up. But what we're going to do is basically take a picture of this and we're going to upload it to ChatGPT and have it create images for us. So here's the image that I'm using. I just took with my phone. As you can see, it's not dressed up with professional photography or anything like that. Not perfect lighting. I literally put it on my cat tower. It's got good sunlight, so at least it's clear. The lighting is clear enough to identify the text on the product. But aside from that, it's just like a regular image. And what I did was I went to ChatGPT and I clicked these three dots and created an image. So it's like a setting. I gave it this prompt: create a product rendering of the Everyman Jack deodorant in the attached image. And did that. It takes a little bit. And this is what it came up with. Like, it's pretty good. At first glance, it is absolutely amazing. But even getting into the details, I'm actually genuinely impressed. So some of the concerns I had was the text. I thought it wouldn't get the text right, but it's pretty accurate. A tiny little detail on this little deodorant word here. It's supposed to be the French version of this one because I'm in Canada, and there's supposed to be an accent on the E. But nonetheless, it didn't get it, but that's okay. It's still like darn good. Right. The other thing I was actually really worried about aside from the text is the object proportion. So I didn't know how actively it would get like the size of the lid versus the rest of the body, or like this turning wheel. I didn't know if it was going to get that accurate, but it did it pretty well. You know, it's not perfect, but it's there. And the other thing is like little details. So you see this sticker right here. It's not quite accurate to what the actual sticker is. Close enough, but I think this would need to be changed by an actual graphic designer. With that said, you know, it's really accurate, really good. I don't think you can just take this image and use it as your listing image. You'll need to give it an actual graphic designer, this image, and to change up little details that are missing. For example, this sticker that I mentioned, they would need to change that up to be more accurate to the actual sticker. It's really important that they get this right because this is not like a brand logo. I believe this is a sticker from a natural ingredients sourcing sort of sticker. Like, it tells customers that they use all natural ingredients. A third-party company designs the sticker to indicate that, so you need to make it match exactly. So things like that, I would give it to a graphic designer, or logos, or fixing up any text that may have gone wrong. But overall, for main image, I give this ChatGPT service a solid 4-star. And if you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. So moving on to the infographic. So we all know what an infographic is. It's an image that has details about the product. And I gave it a really simple prompt: create an infographic of that deodorant. And it came up with this. Again, it's not bad, right? It has a cedarwood scent, which is what is indicated on the stick itself. Aluminum free. You know, it's interesting because my image that I gave it as a reference doesn't identify that it's aluminum free, but it is in fact aluminum free if you look at the ingredients on the back. Naturally derived ingredients. This is also true, but again, that's written on the back of the stick, not on the front. So I don't know if it did some research with its database or not, but it did get some things wrong. So it doesn't actually use shea butter. And, you know, I'm not actually expecting ChatGPT to get this right. I didn't prompt it yet with specific ingredients and things like that. So just the fact that it got this wrong isn't that big of a deal. It also says pine bark extract. Again, that's not actually correct. So other than that, it's not bad. But I did ask it to get a little bit more specific. I asked it to include these specific features. So natural ingredients, no dyes, aluminums, or phthalates, cotton extract to absorb wetness, and never tested on animals. I made a couple of typos in my own prompt, but it actually fixed those typos for me. So natural ingredients, no dyes, aluminums, or phthalates. Cotton extract to absorb wetness, never tested on animals. And it got all of these texting, all these images. The image is pretty good, I would say. Again, the sticker is incorrect. I'm just going to zoom into the sticker here. As you can see, it's off. It's in the wrong location. The image doesn't look right. But again, close enough. You can give that to a graphic designer to fix that up for you. The accent on the D, but nonetheless, it's not bad. I think an image of this, or one thing that's hard to control, is the actual images they use. So they have very rounded, soft, bubbly kind of images, which I don't think captures this brand that well. The brand is, you know, for men. So I would expect kind of more manly, more sharp edges kind of thing. But again, maybe a better prompt can fix that, or giving it to a graphic designer. But for infographic, I give it another 4-star. It's a good start. So far, I'd say that it's a great starting point then to send it off to a graphic designer to add more details or fix up things. Images are quite possibly the most important thing on a listing, alongside reviews, and ranking alongside is PPC. And if you don't get clicks, you just don't get sales. We can improve your PPC for free like this. If you want to learn more on how you can optimize Amazon PPC, you can get a free copy of our ebook, The Ultimate Guide to Amazon Ads, Advanced Tactics and Best Practices. This book has received a 4.8 out of 5-star rating on Amazon and has helped beginners and advanced sellers alike. Click the link in the description below to sign up to our emailing list and receive a free copy. Okay. So infographics was a 4-star. Now moving on to a lifestyle image, right? And I gave it a really basic prompt. I gave it create a lifestyle image of a man applying this deodorant to their armpits. Now, it says that there is a temporary rate limit in place for image generation. It takes about 8 minutes, so it takes a little bit of time. So I just asked it to try again, and this is what it came up with. Okay, again, it's like not bad. And at first glance, it actually looks really good. But there's definitely some issues that prevent it from just being used just like this onto your listing. One, if you look at it, the texting is really blurry. We couldn't have this on an actual image for your Amazon listing. People would know that it's kind of generated and it kind of muddles up all of the words and letters. So we don't want that. The other thing is the scale of the deodorant to the person. So unless this guy just has gigantic hands, the deodorant stick kind of looks small. Like, I don't have small hands, and even in my hands, it's a little bit bigger than what it's shown in the image. But nonetheless, I don't think this is possible. It's getting really close, you know? It's not there yet, but it's getting close. I mean, the person is really good. The hands are way better than they've ever been from image generation in general. And it's got the right idea, right? It's putting the stick onto the armpits of this guy. And overall, I would say that it's getting very close to being applicable. But right now, it's not quite there yet for the little details that I mentioned, meaning mainly the texting and the scale of the product. But for fun and just to test things out, I wanted it to create an image using its own imagination, so to speak. Obviously, it is AI, it doesn't have imagination, but let's see what it comes up with. So I gave it a very specific prompt that goes like the following: create another lifestyle photo different from the one above. Be creative, use your own imagination, but make sure it's realistic in that the deodorant would be relevant in the situation that it creates. So, and this is what it came up with. And it's not great. It's a guy on the beach just holding a stick of deodorant. He's wearing jeans and a t-shirt and a beanie on a beach, which to me is not exactly realistic. And obviously the image is very blurry as far as the text goes. You can't even tell what brand it is, what it says on it. Overall, it's not good. You know, I would not give this a very good star rating. One thing I do like about it, though, is that it made it on the beach, and I can totally see people taking a stick of deodorant on the beach. Normally, it's supposed to be a hot day. That's why you would be on the beach. No need for a beanie or anything like that. So I modified it, and I said, he's currently in jeans, t-shirt, and a beanie. Change his outfit to that of a swimsuit since he's on the beach. And this is what it came up with. A lot better than the first one, but again, not usable. The lid seems to still be on, so it makes no sense why he would be applying deodorant onto his armpits with the lid still on. So in that regard, it's not that great, right? But the concept of him being on the beach is actually a really good idea. So it's good for idea generation, but it's not good for actually using the image in a listing. So I'd probably give lifestyle imaging a solid 2 to 3 star. It can't be used at all, but it's good for idea generation to give to a photographer or a graphic designer to actually make your real image. And then just for kind of like the last push, I wanted to give it a prompt that uses the stick of deodorant in a woodsy forest, and it looks serene and fresh with the rays of sunlight. And this is what it came up with. It's not bad. It did a lot better than the application of the deodorant, and it's not great. I find that, you know, its diagram's a little bit off. It literally spelled deodorant wrong. It's a deodorant. It's supposed to be the French translation, but that's incorrect. The sticker is wrong. The rest is more or less right. It messed up the cedar wood spelling. Matter of fact, it doesn't look like letters really. It looks like it just messed up altogether. The background is fantastic. I think it's a great idea to kind of get some emotions going in the person. It's supposed to be fresh and earthy and woody scent, so it kind of captures that a little bit based on the background, which is what I wanted it to be, a serene, fresh with the rays of sunlight in a woodsy forest, which it obviously did do that, but at the end of the day, it's not usable at all because of all the problems of the text. So in that regard, the lifestyle images, honestly, overall still stuck at 2 to 3 stars. Not usable, but great for idea generation and to pass off to a graphic designer to fix up these little details and actually make it proper. And lastly, we've got A+ content. And spoiler alert, it's just not possible to do A+ content with image creation just yet, but let's see what it comes up with. So I started with giving it examples of A+ content, then prompting it to create an image that highlights the following features. So I gave it this, I just Googled this. This is literally from Google Images, like what does A+ content look like? And I gave it this image. So I said, review the image attached. This is A+ content for Amazon listings. Can you tell me its purpose? So I know that ChatGPT understands what A+ content is for. I'm not actually gonna get through this. This response from ChatGPT is just explaining to me what A+ content is. Now, this is the prompt that was really important. Create A+ content for the deodorant. It doesn't need to be very busy or highly technical. Let's highlight features like natural ingredients, rosemary oil, no aluminum or phthalates, and never being tested on animals. There was a rate limit on image generation, but I waited for the time and told it to try again. This is what it came up with, and it's not good. I mean, first of all, it says A+ content. It's not supposed to say that, but I think it's just doing that because of the reference image. It says A+ content here, but the thing is that this is basically just another infographic, right? It's not A+ content. It's not like segregated into kind of a poster style like most A+ content is. So I would say that it's not really possible, but I try to give it a more specific prompt by saying, let's create an image with 3 sections, each section highlighting a different benefit. Make sure that there is a corresponding image for each section. And this is what it came up with. Again, it's not good. So all in all, I would just give this 1 star for A+ content. It's not good at making A+ content because you can't really make these detailed sections. It seems to be only able to make an image for one like section, or rather it can only generate one image with all of the info in it all at once. It kind of makes these lines for the different section, but it doesn't really, I mean, like, let's comparing it to real A+ content, not even close to the quality that comes out from that. So as far as A+ content goes, you will need to still go either to a photographer or a graphic designer, and that's about it. Now, as a summary, these are the rankings. Main images, we got 4-star. Infographic, we got 4-star. Lifestyle, we got 2.5 stars. And A+ content, we got 1 star. Realistically, it's not quite to the point of replacing graphic designers or photographers, but it's getting close. So image generation, pros and cons. The pros are it's great for static images, so like the hero image or the infographic. Infographics can definitely be very good and detailed if you give it information on how to actually create it and what it needs to highlight in the infographic. And it's good for idea generation, you know, like scrolling up back to that sort of that beach image. This was the image it created when I told it to just make up something with no specific prompt in mind. And I'm like, okay, yeah, the concept of using deodorant on the beach is very good. People would need that. But what he's wearing, the beanie, the jeans, the t-shirt, doesn't capture it. So I changed it to in a swimsuit. It captures that. But obviously the text was horrible. So not great for details. So this leads to the cons. The text is off. You know, like it gets really blurry, which is not good. You need your text on the image to be very clear in the product images. The scaling is a bit of an issue, the size of the product relative to the things around it. So it's not great for that. And A+ content is pretty much impossible with it right now. You need an actual graphic designer that makes very detailed images for this product. So overall, we're getting closer to having self-sufficient image generation, but it's not quite there yet. But it is a great starting point. And that's it for this video, guys. If you want to know how we can take you to the next level, you can check us out here. If you're an Amazon seller that wants to grow your Amazon profits, schedule a discovery call in the link below. We are an Amazon agency that helps our clients grow their revenue and their profits and optimize their PPC. And until next time, guys, I hope that was helpful. Take care.